Hey guys, it's Monica. Wanted to show you how you can make some small home decor using some modeling clay that you can get on Amazon for about 10 bucks. So first I'm going to take the clay, which I've had this for a little while, so mine might be a little bit drier than a brand new pack, but it's actually really easy to work with. Okay, we're just going to break off a little piece and get it rolled out nice and even. We have that rolled out. We're just going to cut our top and bottom and our sides, making sure that everything has a clean edge. So now we just want to make sure that we smooth the edges. So I'm just going to take some water and rub it along the sides here. Make sure that these are nice and smooth. I'm going to use a little hole punch to punch a hole on both sides. And another one on the other side. Then you just want to line up those two holes. Just like so. We want to find something to go underneath here so that it can dry. To put it in here and see if that works. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we'll just set this aside and let it dry. So here we're getting another piece similar to the same size as the last one and just rolling it out flat, making sure that all sides are even. Just want to do a little arch. Now we're just grabbing another piece to use in the middle of these two pieces that we just cut. So I'm just forming it a little bit and going to roll it out. So now that we're done rolling our larger piece, we're going to take the two half circles that we cut earlier and we're going to put an arch in those. Now I decided to use a mason jar. I would probably use something different or just use the Exacto knife to cut the arches. The lip on the mason jar is a little bit bulkier and so the cut is not as sharp, and the pieces that I cut out are already on the thinner side. So if I were to do this again, I would make those pieces a little bit thicker and also just freehand it with the Exacto knife. So now we're going to grab our large piece from earlier that we rolled out, cut all the sides, make sure everything has a clean line, and then we'll assemble it all together. So now I'm just roughing up the edge on the areas that we're going to put together so that the clay can stick together. So I'm just roughing up the big piece and then the half circle there. So I ended up making the larger piece a little bit smaller in width to make it easier to attach and easier to work with overall. So here you see me cutting that piece and then going back in to attach it. Sorry guys, had to switch to my phone because my camera battery died. So here I'm just attaching the second piece, already roughed it up. Now here I am adding some water so that I can make it tacky and stick. And here just making sure I get it aligned the way that I want it. And once we have that, just start to press down on the edges and smoothing it out. Again, using a little more water and the paintbrush to get those edges smoothed out. And one technique that I thought was very handy is using the edge of your fingernail to pull the clay from the top edge to the bottom. And this was a really great way to get them to connect pretty easy. Okay, now that we've got everything attached, we're ready to make the hole at the very top. Grabbing our shape cutter, just going to press a hole in the middle. And then once that's done, going to just shape it, make sure that it looks right before we let it dry. And then you can look for some household products to keep it up and let it sit overnight. All right, so our pieces turned out great. We have this one with the hole in the top. The bottom is not quite level, so when that happens, it's an easy fix with just doing a little bit of sanding. But I think it's fine. It does stay up, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. There was like a little bit of a bump here where I had a bottle holding it up while it was drying, but not a big deal, adds character. And then this piece turned out really good as well. It is, because it was around this little jar here, it still has like some wet spots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand the bottom so that when I do set it on a table, it will stand still rather than rolling around. But I think if I were to do this again, I probably would make it flat when I was forming it. Maybe even while I had it around this jar here, just making sure that pressing the bottom to make sure that it was flat when it dried. But nonetheless, not a big deal. It turned out great. So now we're ready to paint them. We'll just sand this a little bit. This was some sandpaper that I had laying around. So really fine grade of sandpaper. And here I just wanted to do a little bit of a flat surface on the bottom here, just so that it'll stay, which I think we've achieved that. Okay, done deal. Perfect. All right, let's get to painting. So I'm gonna use some chalk paint that I have. It's a nice like neutral color. So that's why I'm going to use it. It's in the color French Linen. So here we're just painting one coat of the chalk paint. Could have done two, but either way, it still turned out great. right, so we'll let these dry, and then we'll come back with the finished product. Thanks for watching, guys. Here's the finished product. It turned out great, simple, easy DIY. Now all I need are some flowers to put in there. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.